So in our weather view, after our setup current weather function, I'm going to create another function so we can set up our weather info. So we say private func setup weather info, and this function will not take any parameters and will not return anything. So what we want to do in this function is to create a weather info objects for every item we want to add to our collection view here. So we can feed this information back to our array and then to our collection view. So let's create these different objects. I'm going to create wind info. This is gonna be equal to weather info, and then we want to instantiate this struct. And the problem with Xcode is whenever you have these structs on a different file, it doesn't autocomplete for some reason when you are using it. So if I copy this, comment it out, and let's say put the same struct, let's say in my file here, it's all the way on the top but still in the same file. And now if I try to instantiate this, let's see, I think it should be inside my class. I just put it here, command build info, and you see when it's inside my class it automatically gives me an initializer, so I don't have to type all of it by myself. But whenever it's outside of the class, it doesn't autocomplete for some reason. But we are going to bring this in, so we keep it here. We do our function and we just get rid of it, and we uncomment our struct here, so this will be available throughout our project. So let's do the wind info. The info text is going to be, and since we have our current weather which is holding the wind speed and other information for us, all this here, and remember we have this set here what exactly, in what format this information will be provided. So for example, our wind speed is meters per second. We want to display this to our user. So the wind info, we want to format this as well, since these are doubles. And if we don't format them, let's say if our wind speed is 10, it will show like 10.0. We can keep without formatting for you to see what's going on. So I'm going to say current weather.wind speed, and name text is gonna be nil because we are going to use image here, and our image is we are going to use our function get image. I think it's get weather icon for type, and I can access my it's just wind. Actually, we need to import these images as well into our assets, because this information was not imported by me, at least. If you have already imported it, it's okay. You can continue, but I have to import this first before I can move on. And we have an error here. Let's see what's the problem. Replace weather in. Okay, I just can command build this. Current weather wind speed. All right, this is this is actually a table, so we need to convert it to a string. So let's import the images first, and then we can move on with the rest of them. Let's go to our assets, and I'm going to select all the files here I want to import, and we need to drag and drop them into our asset library. So I close the folder and let's enlarge this. And we can get back to our code and just write the rest of it. So let's let me close on the side panel there so we have more space. Then we want to say the humidity. So we say let humidity is equals to, so we create another weather info object, and info text is gonna be, and we need to use string interpolation again, so we can pass our current weather dot humidity value, which is double. The name is gonna be nil, and the image is going to be get weather icon for, and I'm going to pass humidity here. So these are the names of the images we just imported. So we have sunrise, sunset, visibility, wind, feels like, humidity, pressure. So this is the names I'm taking. If you have some different names here, you need to put them right here. So the image will be found by our compiler. Otherwise, it will return nil. It will not crash our application, but just you will not have an image there. Okay, actually, I'm going to copy this and paste, and let's move. After our humidity, we have our pressure info. So this is our current weather, and we need pressure. And the image is pressure. Then I copied, pasted one more time. And after our pressure, we have visibility. And our current weather, then we say visibility. Let's see what it's called. Visibility, and the image is visibility as well. We paste it one more time. We have our feels like. So this is how our weather feels like, and we have current weather, and then we have feels like, and the image I called feels like. And we have UV index, let's say UV info, current weather, UV, and the image is, actually we don't have a UV index image, so our image is gonna be nil, and our text name is gonna be UV index. Right, and then we have our sunrise and sunset. So we say sunrise info, current weather, sunrise, and then we have sunrise image, and paste one more time to have sunset info, and we have our current weather, sunset, and the image is sunset. Okay, we have our set weather info function, so let's see where we need to call them. We need to call this whenever we refresh our data. So whenever we have some new data, we want to call our set, because this is based on our current weather. So whenever we have the information about our current weather, we want to say setup weather info as well. And once we are done with setup, we want to ask our info collection view to reload its data so we can see all the changes inside our collection view. So let's see where our error is. Weather info. Okay, it's complaining because I have commented out my weather info here. So I can undo this, and we can go to weather view, go all the way on the top, and just get rid of this struct. And now I can run my code, and we should be able to see our weather info as well in our collection. And this doesn't happen, so let's see where our error is.